Hi everyone. Sorry, I was getting myself situated. I am super proud of all of you. I know that it is not easy, this whole new world of virtual learning. Put this up a little bit. I have my tablet propped up on a box, and I'm in my room where it's the only relatively quiet space in my house. I'm sure it's the same with all of you. Quarantining has been challenging. You all know I love to talk. I love people. And though I love my people, it is also nice for me to be around other people. And so I struggle a little bit with not having that. So I miss you all. I miss seeing you in class. I miss your interaction. I miss the discussions we have. Um, there's a couple things. Number one, I should be getting your rough draft of Essay 7 by tomorrow. So this is Wednesday. Some of you already sent it. That's awesome. Some of you I haven't heard from at all. I'm missing hearing from some people throughout this whole thing. Johnny Willett, Grace Marshall, Abigail Scribola, to name a few that I just haven't heard from at all. I just need some work. I haven't had anything from Essay 7 from you guys. That means the Annie chart, the workbook sheets, the outline, and then your rough draft. So far for Essay 7, we have added Narratio, which is a brief summary that you're going to add into your introduction about what's going on. And then you've also adding alliteration. Alliteration I didn't do a video for because, honestly, let's say it straight. It's easy, right? Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, right? Alliteration. So that's where we're at right now. I'm getting your rough drafts, right? Now, because we've written our rough drafts, we've done alliteration, we are now moving on. We are in our final essay class, our final essay of an entire year of being together, learning how to go through the three canons: invention, arrangement, and elocution, learning how to just brainstorm, go to places where we can find information, have our Annie chart, then learning how to sort through our Annie charts and arranging our thoughts into an order and putting that in an outline. And then moving on and using all that hard work you've already done to write a beautiful essay. Using elocution to help just spruce up our writing and make it more engaging and more interesting. You guys have learned all of this. And we went from super simple essays to now we're in more complex essays with all kinds of things in it. Exordium, amplification, antithesis, counterthesis, narratio, on and on and on that you guys have added. Similes, parallelism, metaphors. We haven't done metaphors yet. That's probably this time. Alliteration, things to make it polished and interesting. I'm just so proud of you guys. Now, originally, this essay 8, our last essay, I was going to have us revisit The Witch of Blackbird Pond, but I have rethought that. I want you to choose. I want you to choose. If it's something that we have not already touched on, Amos Fortune, not Rubbing the Redcoats, we didn't do that, but I do know that book. Madeline, we already just did an essay 7 again, but I need you to clear it with me to make sure I know the book or the story, only because if I don't, it's hard for me to correct a paper appropriately if I don't understand the proofs and I don't know the characters and the story. You are going to choose your book that you're going to write essay 8 on. Essay 8 is going to have everything you've learned from day 1 until now. Okay, so we're starting an Annie chart now. We're gathering ideas. So since you're going to tell me what you're writing about, everyone's Annie chart is going to be different. Okay, but please pick something that I know and make sure you clear it with me. So it could be The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. It could be The Hobbit. It could be, like I said, Reb and the Redcoats. It could be anything you choose, as long as you clear it with me so I know that we're on the same page. Okay? So I want to move on after all those housekeeping things and get to talking to you about this. So today we are going to talk about testimony. Testimony, you know what it is. Testimony is when someone who's there gives an account of what happened. Okay? So the account of what happens gives us more information. All right? So, has there ever been a time when you've relied on the testimony of someone else to make a decision or a judgment? Have you ever asked someone else if they used a product they bought or watched a movie or read a book and what they thought of it? Right? Have you ever taken a report of a friend into account when deciding whether to go somewhere or not? Yes, we all have. We use other people's experiences, what they've seen, and what they've heard and what they know of the person or the company or whatever to make our decisions about whether we should do something or not, right? So people make decisions or judgments, right? Like a judge or an audience or a consumer, they, like the audience of an essay, actors in the issues, juries, judges, etc., often rely on testimony. So in our story with Edmund, we're relying on the testimony of the people around about Edmund's character, about who he is, about what happened, and why he would have possibly followed the White Witch, right? So what you would do in this invention lesson is we're going to do character witnesses and eyewitnesses, okay? So an eyewitness is someone who observed the action, they were right there, they watched it, and they saw what happened. They were there, okay? A character witness is someone who has observed an actor from a situation, but in different situations. Okay, you testify to the person's character. Are they kind? Are they loyal? Are they cruel? Are they whatever it is, right? But it doesn't have to do with this specific issue, but in other situations. You know them and how they act in different situations. So you are a character witness. An eyewitness is actually there. Okay, so we're going to move on. So the issue, right? The issue, should Edmund follow the White Witch? Okay, whether Edmund should follow the White Witch. Edmund is in the woods. So now first we need the description of the situation. Edmund's in the woods, and he has to decide whether he's going to follow the White Witch, right? That's where we're at. So who could be witness number one, an eyewitness? The White Witch could be, or the dwarf could be. So why don't we choose the dwarf, okay? So our eyewitness is the dwarf. The eyewitness is sitting there in the sledge watching this interaction between the White Witch and Edmund. The eyewitness, someone who's there. What has this witness seen the actor do or experience in the situation? I wish we were together so I could hear your answers. But I'm sure you all know. They saw the dwarf saw the White Witch's reaction when she saw Edmund. The dwarf saw Edmund's reaction to the White Witch. He saw the White Witch give Turkish delight, how their relationship developed, how they relate to each other, etc. Okay? How reliable do we consider this witness? Mostly reliable or mostly unreliable? I'd say mostly reliable, but maybe a little bit unreliable because he's probably biased towards the White Witch, but he was there. He saw both. So mostly reliable or mostly unreliable? How reliable do you consider this eyewitness? And then you just do it again. So if there's multiple eyewitnesses, you pick another one. Now we're going to move on to a character witness. A person who knows something about the character of the actor in this situation. Okay? So, or actors. So in this one, we're going to pick Mr. Tumnus, the faun who knows the White Witch. Right? Mr. Tumnus has lived in Narnia. So, whose character can Mr. Tumnus testify about? I just said the White Witch. He doesn't know anything about Edmund. He's never met Edmund. So what did the witness, Mr. Tumnus, observe? And in what circumstances did Mr. Tumnus observe it? 1, he has seen the White Witch bring never-ending winter to Narnia. And he has also seen people he knows and loves turned into stone. He's seen her turn Narnians into stone. He's seen her cruelty. So what does that suggest about the character of the White Witch? Tumnus knows that she's evil. Okay, or cruel, right? And then how do these observations relate to the situation that we're in with Edmund and the White Witch and the sledge with the dwarf in it and the meeting? Well, Tumnus can testify, hey, you know what? I know that the White Witch is cruel. She can be mean. She would turn him into stone. He followed her because he was afraid that she was plotting evil. So he shouldn't have followed her because he put his siblings in danger, whatever it is. But Tumnus can testify that the White Witch is plotting evil for Edmund and his siblings. And then how reliable do you consider this source? I would say very reliable. Some people might say unreliable. Remember, these are your ideas. It's your way of doing things. So you're going to look at the situation. Okay, so say you're going to pick to go back to Witch of Blackbird Pond. So the situation is whether Kit should teach, I think it's Phoebe, I can't remember, to read. Sorry, my brain. I'm an old lady. Remember, I got old lady brain. So whether she should teach her to read, right? Well, what situation are they in? They're in the colony. She is, Kit has befriended the old lady, the old lady Hannah and Phoebe, and they go to Hannah's house, and Hannah's kind to them, and then they need to decide whether they should teach her to read and put themselves in danger, right? And so then you're going to go to witnesses, an eyewitness. Who's there? Hannah. Hannah's right there. What can she testify about what's going on? That Phoebe deserves to learn how to read, that Kit is kind and compassionate, and that it's a good thing to do to help somebody out. Then you've got a character witness. Well, who else knows Kit? Nat does. Hannah does. Um, Kit's family does, right? And so, say we choose one of her cousins, and she picks that Kit is kind and compassionate, a free spirit, whatever it is. And then how, are they a reliable source? Are they unreliable? What can they testify, etc. So this is what testimony is. Okay? Simple, easy. And that's all I have for you. Thank you for tuning in. I miss you all. I really do. Please leave me feedback. Please just jump on our page and say hi, because I really miss you guys. Holy Week is starting, and I hope you have a very blessed Holy Week. It's going to be really different, and a blessed Easter. And please, if you are behind, please catch up. Okay, I'm going to have to reach out to parents soon if we don't get caught up. But I really just want to urge you. I know it's different. We're not meeting face to face. I know it's hard to get in the groove of things. We're kind of unschooling right now. We went from public school to unschooling because they technically aren't held responsible. So we're kind of in a fluid schedule, and some of you may be also. But please do your best to get caught up for me, because we are on our last essay. Bye, class. I hope to hear from all of you soon. I hope you all are doing well.